Okay, so today we're going to talk about simplifying radicals. So what is a radical? Well, radical is a way of expressing numbers in a more accurate way, I guess. Because you'll notice when you did square roots, cube roots, a lot of the times you got a decimal, right? That's not a very accurate number. It's an approximate number, right? Because you end up having to round. And even your calculator rounds it for you, right? It only goes to so many decimal spots. A lot of those could be irrational numbers. You don't really know because your calculator can only display so many numbers. Well, expressing it as a radical is a more accurate way of seeing these. And in order to express something as a radical, basically you're just breaking it down to its factors so that you can pull out everything that can be square rooted. So for example, 72. There's a lot of ways we could do it. The easiest way I can think of is, again, just break it down by its factors, and you usually want your biggest factors first because sometimes those are square roots, right? So if I think about 72 divided by 1 would be the basic, and then 72 divided by 2 would be 36. So let's start with there. If I have the square root of 36 times 2, well, I can square root 36, can't I? So if I take out the square root of 36, square root of 36 is 6, right? Put that in front, 6 times whatever the square root of 2 is that in its radical form, okay? So there is your answer right there. And you can do that with anything, cube roots, fourth roots, fifth roots, so on and so forth, right? So let's look at some examples here and let's do some more. So let's do a cube root now. So these are numbers that you're looking for where it multiplies by itself 3 times. That would get you close to that number. So if we do that, let's see. And again, you're not going to get too close to it. It's 750, so let's try looking at 5s. So let's try 25. 25 times itself 3 times is 15,000. Oh, no, not even close. So 5 times, what was I thinking? Yeah, skipping to 25. 5 times itself is 125. And times that. Okay, yeah. Okay, let's do this. So 125 times 6. Cube root of 125 times 6. So there's going to be a lot of trial and error here as you try to break this down. So if you took 750 and you just kept dividing by increasingly bigger numbers, eventually you'll come to one that has a nice, easy cube root, which 125 is an easy cube root. It's a cube root of 5, right? So if I take out the cube root of 5, I would have 5 times the cube root of 6. And that's that in radical form. Okay, let's look at another example. Let's try, this is a good one. Let's look at number 10. So number 10, I have a negative 3 times the cube root of negative 54. So I already have something in front. That's fine. Let's look inside of the cube root. So let's break it down. What would be 54 divided by 2? So 54 divided by 2 is 27. It's 27 an easy cube root? Yeah, that would be a cube root of 3. It would actually be a negative 3 because it's negative 54. So let me rewrite that. So negative 3 times the cube root of negative 27 times 2. Then if I find the cube root of that, bring it outside, it'd be like negative 3 times negative 3 to the cube root of positive 2. Well, can I simplify that anymore? Yeah, negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9. So positive 9 times the cube root of 2 would be my most simplified radical form of that one. Okay. Then, that's getting rough on you guys. So on these, it's going to require a lot of plug and chug. You got these fourth and fifth roots. You're going to have to do some plugging and chugging to figure out what times itself 4 times would get you close to 8. So I'm just going to start off by looking at some small numbers to the fourth power. So 2 to the fourth is 3, 3 to the fourth is 81. Nothing that big. So it probably needs to be a 16. So what can I get 128 divided by to get to 16? 64 is in the fourth power. So 128 divided by 6. 128 divided by 8. Okay. So if I break it down to 16 times 8. So 2 to the fourth power and 16 times 8, m to the seventh, n to the sixth. Okay. Then I can take out the 16, right? That just becomes 2. So it'll be 2 times 2, which is 4. Okay, and then I can take out 4 of each of these because I'm taking the fourth root. So I can take out 4 of each of those, and they would just become 1. So m and n. And then what's left is going to be 8. If I took out 4 m's, it would be 3 and 2. And that would be your final answer. And that's what you're doing with simplifying radicals. It's not very tough. It's just something you guys probably haven't seen before.